Data East, it's Joe and Mac 2, Lost in the Tropics for Play on your Super NES. Sit back and enjoy as we rock into prehistoric times. Let's meet our 4 cavemen.
Player number 1 is amid his home plate.
With your tasks? No, precisely. No wonder everyone loves Ned, and he's the most popular guy in the jungle. Why can't we all be like him?
You think everyone should be like an elephant?
Umba, is there some kind of thought buzzing around in that warthog skull of yours?
I don't think so.
Home player will each receive a copy of Joe and Mac for Play on your Super NES. Plus, as an extra prize for the winning game player, you and you alone will be taking home the way cool Indiglo watch from Timex. Congrats! Let's head over to game action.
Joe and Mac have volunteered to search for the stolen crown so that peace can be restored to the Kali village.
This game has 3 different modes to which you can play. There's the 1-player mode, which pits you against all the evil elements of the game.
There's the 2-player game where you and your partner can fight together and clear all the levels. And finally, there's the Super 2-player mode.
When you're in this Super 2-player mode, you can bang each other on the heads and slow your opponent down. But don't worry, it's all in fun, and you never cause any major damage to those friendly prehistoric teammates.
But you can bop them on the head and send them into the jaws of a waiting prehistoric creature. That's the bad part.
Yeah, you could do that, so why don't we try that out there? Nikki, you volunteering?
I'm not volunteering. You want to play this game? Bop yourself on the head, girl. There are 18 levels of action where you can get into the game, and man, is this game happening.
The entire game is inhabited by fierce dinosaurs and tons of other dangerous enemies.
Now, another really cool part of the game is that you can have different endings depending on how you play throughout the adventure.
As you play in this game, take a close look and listen to the sound effects and incredible animation. These things combine to make this game a great playability.
No kidding. This game was given the Editor's Gold Choice Award by EGM Magazine. This is one hot game.
Today's players are competing in the 1-player mode, so they're going to have to fend for themselves in the harsh wilderness of the tropics.
Now, as far as the houses go, both characters must ring the gongs outside the doors with their clubs. But remember, Joe cannot go into Mac's house.
Now, it's important to remember that all money collected must be shared between Joe and Mac, but the person who rang the gong tip, when you are climbing the ropes, you don't always have to climb down the rope slowly.
Exactly. Jump onto the rope and then jump off the rope to a flat surface. Now, this helps you in increasing the speed at which the adventure gets completed. Joe and Mac are pretty tough, so they can take those high jumps. But first, let's head over to Liza on today's Nintendo tip.
He shoots, he scores! Apart from figure skating, hockey has got to be the roughest sport played on ice. Players use their brawn and brains to skate all over the competition to become the Stanley Cup champs. Take a look at NHL Stanley Cup hockey for a play on your more game action.
Let's give a little bio on the boys here, Nick. First, there's Joe, who was once saved by the Rookie, the leader of Kali Village, when he was being kicked around by a dinosaur. He was trained by Uki Struer, so you know that this guy is tough.
Now, Mac was the #1 dinosaur hunter in Kali Village before Joe took his place. Now, although Joe and Mac are friends, Mac can never forget the fact that Joe took his gig as best dinosaur hunter.
Now, Rookie is the 220-year-old leader of Kali Village. He's very powerful, but has been growing more and more dependent on Joe and Mac as he gets older.
Gork is Rookie's enemy who wants to dominate the prehistoric continent. Now, he couldn't attack the Kali Village because he was afraid of Rookie's wrath. Rookie's a big guy. So, instead, he stole the Crown of Legend to get more power.
Gork's subjects are called Sterno. They have always liked mischief, but before Gork, they never attacked with any kind of intelligence. So now, Gork, as their leader, they have become organized and very powerful.
Joe and Mac have a map that they carry with them at all times. Now, to select the map during the game, press the start, then select.
Some of the places you are going to see are called Gork's Cave, the Boneyard, the Snowy Rockies.
You got Rainbow Channel, Tiki Village, Kali Village, and the prehistoric continent. All right, let's write down a couple of playing tips. Krista, what do you got for me?
keep giving flowers to the same girl. You should always be honest and sincere when speaking to that special person. Make sure that you don't...
What are we doing here exactly? What are you doing?
Dating tips.
All right. No. I said playing tips.
Oh, that's very different. You can attack a flying enemy by pressing up on the control pad and pressing the X or Y button.
All right, you can also smash your small enemies by jumping on them. All enemies have weak points. Now, once you find their weak point, the number is yours.
Here's a cool jumping hit. To jump off a vine, push the... But we can only have one winner, and that is player number 1, Amid, and his home player, Alex. You, your home player, and your studio partner are all taking home the game. Joe and Matt lost in the Tropics. Congratulations, but now it's time to head over to the top 10 bonus wall for some major prizing.
All right, to win a prize today from the wall, all you have to do is reach in that prize can. The number in the can will match the prize on the wall. It's as simple as that. All right, put your blindfold on. This red bonus ball enables you to win anything on the wall. Hang on a second, I'll mix it up. Go for it. All right, it's number 6. Krista, what's he taking home?
You're taking home 2 great movies, courtesy of J.L. Bowerbank and Associates.
Excellent, congratulations. Run the round 2 movies. Back to you, Krista.
And thanks to all today's contestants for coming out and playing the game. You guys were great. Now let's head over to Liza and the Nintendo News Update.
Play on your NES. Kirby has got a bonus power in this game. He can inhale smaller enemies and steal their power. All you have to do is press down on the control pad. If you like the power, use it against your enemies. If it isn't what you need at that moment, just press the select button to get rid of it. Grab items like the sword, the needle, and the microphone, and the UFO to protect yourself in bad situations. Kirby can get his enemies out of his hair by swiping at them with the sword, and they'll back off in a hurry and leave you free to move ahead in the game. The needle is another very cool item to have. When Kirby uses it, he'll turn into something like a mutant porcupine. The needles will shoot out of his body and put a quick stop to the plans of any enemies advancing toward him. I gotta tell you, there is something good about having a terrible voice after all. Kirby can't carry a tune for anything, but after grabbing the power of the microphone, he can use it to his advantage. All he has to do is let fly with a couple of notes and his enemies will hightail it for the hills. Last but not least, the UFO is a great item to have. The UFO allows Kirby to change into a spaceship and float around while shooting powerful laser beams. Well, now it's time to head back to game action.
All right, turn on the tube and get set because Major League Baseball's coming at you full speed. Who else knows baseball better than ESPN? Well, here it comes from Sony Image Soft. It's ESPN Baseball Tonight. Finally, there's a video baseball game that gives you some serious stats. And you can use these stats to make yourself the top manager in the league. And hey, talking about managers, let's meet today's 4.
This is Jimmy, and his home player is Darren Smebby of Medicine Hat. Here's Clint. He'll be playing for Leo Slepkov of Woodstock. This is Lee. He's playing for Patrick Little of Winnipeg. Last but not least, here's Michael. His home player is Michael Mason of Thunder Bay.
All right, the winner will be the person that can win their game. In the event that 2 or more players have won their game, then the player with the most runs for will be our winner. Players, turn around, start batting. Krista, please tell them what they're playing for.
All of our contestants will receive a Video and Arcade Top 10 t-shirt from Backstage Pass. The runner-up will be leaving here with 2 great games from Western Publishing. You're going to love Pictionary and Outburst. Finally, the winner, the home player, and the studio partner will each take home a copy of ESPN Baseball for your play on Super NES. As an added bonus, the winning game player will take home the Indiglow watch from Timex. Awesome. Let's head over to game action.
And baseball season is in full swing, and what better group to be teamed up with than the ESPN Chris Berman and Dan Patrick. They know what they're talking about.
Oh, yes. This amazing game allows you to pick from any of the 28 teams available. Today's players are competing against the 2-time World Series champions, the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, I heard about them. We allowed our 4 players to pick any team from either the American or National Leagues. And who do you like, Krista?
The most underrated team from the 1993 season was the Atlanta Braves. On paper, they were and still are the best team in the baseball.
Yeah, the best team. I guess that's why they won. Anyhow, what also was cool about this game was the 10 different fields and stadiums you can choose from. You can choose your favorite stadiums.
You get scores and highlights from around the league directly from ESPN Sports Center.
All right, play against the computer or go head-to-head with the second player. There's also practice mode that allows you to bone up on your batting and pitching skills.
In this game, you get to play with the 1993 stats, plus the new up-to-date divisional format and new playoff format.
Now, if you're in the mood for some real fun, go into Home Run Derby and see just how many you can crank out of the park.
As you can see, the graphics and player movement is so smooth. It's almost as though you're actually playing and hitting yourself.
Now, when swinging the bat, there are numerous things you can do. You can either stand deep in the box or high and away from the plate. You position yourself where you feel most comfortable with the pitcher.
But don't get too close to the plate or you might get hit by the pitch.
Ouch. Now, to swing, press and hold down the A button. Tapping the button will only cock the bat ever so slightly. This is useful if you decide to swing, but last minute, it's going to be like a ball, all right? So take the balls when they're thrown.
To bunt, press the B button and hold it. So, Nick, say you want to advance a player from second base to third base. What should you do?
All right, listen up. You bunt.
Obviously. But where do you bunt to on the field?
All right, up the first or third base side, but never, never, never toward the pitcher.
Very good, Nicky.
Thank you. It was my great-grandfather, Cy Young winner Chuckles Pickles, that perfected that play, the good old buntorama. Honestly, he was a big baseball star. No, you're just jealous, I can tell. All right, let's head over to this week's Oxy Music Review.
Their music is a mixture